This video will detail how to replace a transfer case switch in a 2006 Jeep LJR. It's a Rubicon, and this switch is what I needed to replace. The four-wheel drive light was on all the time, and it takes an 1.5" or a 38mm socket. I was able to remove it with a channel locks and put the new one in with that, but I went down and did rent a socket. You can see there on the floor at O'Reilly's. That's a 39. They didn't have a 38, but it worked. And that the breaker bar is way overkill. You don't need anything that long, but since it flexed, I was able to use that. The switch, as you can see, let me get it in the frame here because the sun is shining out here. Has a little nub on the side, a hook that the female engages with, and that was hard to figure out how to get that to release because the old plastic on the female side was a little recalcitrant after 15 years or so. And so I replaced the switch, and that all worked. However, after all that time, the rubber boot was pretty well torn up here just from old age, so I got another one online and I'm gonna changing that today, putting that in, and it is held down with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bolts, looks like, go through it. And you do not need to remove the whole console. It's just there's a bolt that goes in here, and then another one that attaches to the boot, a little tower there. Sorry about the sun, but that boot, there's a bolt that goes in right there. And then on top of that, of course, the shift lever goes on. The shift lever takes a torques a socket to release, and it comes off. And then there's the leather boot up here holding the shift lever on. That Torx this is the Torx screw, and that requires a, let's see, trying to get the size on it. You would think it would say it might be a 24, but that doesn't sound right. Anyway, that's the Torx wrench socket that I used. And this is the console, or the part of the console covering the shift. It comes off. You can maneuver the parking brake and the shift lever for four-wheel drive to get that all off, and then this little beauty ring or cover goes in, snaps in over that with standard clips. So anyway, be aware that if you go to change this switch, you probably, if you haven't changed the boot, will probably need a new boot after all these years. So I'm getting it all back together. It should be as good as new, at least this part of it.